Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the show. This is Jenga Njeru. Now, today we have the Matchmaker show, and you understand the protocol here. Any other time we have a man on board, the man must be looking for a woman. In the same way, when we have a woman on board, that woman must be looking for a man. But because today we have a man, I will tell you the kind of woman he is looking for. But before then, if you're watching us for the first time, this is the Matchmaker show. We help men and women to get matches. And the moment they get the right ones, they meet their destinies. So you're not lost. If you're new to the show, subscribe, like the video, and don't forget to leave a comment. Also, the contacts of our guest on my Facebook page at Jenganjeru. So you can follow Jenganjeru on Facebook and you will be getting these updates in real time. Our guest on today's show is in the US, okay, the United States of America. And I want you to listen carefully so that you do not fail to pass the test of attention. You see, there are people that I post here and you do not listen to the story, and then you go to ask the guest, what is your name? How old are you? And why are you single? And I already explained. Or even the guest was called live on air, or rather, the guest was given an opportunity to air his story. He came live on the show, but nobody paid attention. So, in as much as we are approaching people and their stories were given on YouTube, it is good to listen so that that person does not feel like you did not listen and maybe you stood a very good chance to get them. Our guest on today's show is Mr. Cyrus Madenge. He is a Kikuyu. He is single and searching. Again, you could be asking yourself, why is he single at the age of 57? Has he been married before? Does he have children? And questions like that. And what kind of a woman is he looking for? I told you, ladies and gentlemen, that this one has become an international dating platform. This is an international show now. We are hosting guests from different parts of the world. Okay? And our guests, for instance, are not very bound on religion, on tribe, ethnicity, and things like that. So we are beyond borders, beyond nations, and beyond lifetimes. That is what this show is all about. Connecting people, pairing men and women for the sake of marriage. Mr. Madenge Cyrus is single and searching. He is a widower. And a widow, I said, is a man who has lost his wife through death. Okay? And he was widowed before he went to the US. This is his 12th year in the US, but he decided to settle there. So those people who will be approaching him should be either in the US or people who are willing to relocate. Are we together? Because one of the questions that linger and influences a decision is whether or not the candidate will be part of a return or the candidate will be coming back home. If he comes back, he will be coming to visit because he has kinsmen, family members, he has relatives, he has friends he left. You see, if you're 57 and you have been in the US for the last 12 years, that means in your late 40s, that is when you left. So somebody who's been in Kenya for that long has made a whole bunch of friends. Are we together? And having made those friends, then you'll be coming once in a while. You have family, you have, maybe businesses and what you are doing before you left. So the candidate who stands out is the candidate who will either be in the US or a candidate who is willing to relocate if that candidate is in any other part of the world. So he's single and he's searching. You could even approach him if you're in Kenya, if you're in another country, even if you're in Europe and you want to relocate to the US, you can always contact him. He is a citizen, he says, and he was lucky. And even last year, he came to bury his dad. Okay, he came to bury his dad, and so he is able to travel to and from. And you could be asking yourself, what does he do for a living, and what kind of a woman is he looking for? Mr. Cyrus is looking for a woman who is devoted. One, a devoted Christian. There's a difference between a devoted Christian and a passive Christian. A devoted Christian is somebody who takes ministry very seriously, and they even have what we call a docket in ministry. For instance, you can identify yourself as an evangelist, you can identify yourself as an intercessor, you can identify yourself as a praise and worship leader, you can identify yourself as a financier of the kingdom, of the work of Christ. You can also identify yourself as an usher or what we call the protocol team. There are so many responsibilities within ministry. So he would prefer somebody who has identified themselves as devoted. So if you're a devoted Christian, you stand higher chances. So you stand higher chances to win Mr. Cyrus Madenge. Mr. Cyrus Madenge has said he's widowed, he's a father of 3, and all of them now grown-ups, and they are with him in the US. Okay, he comes from Molo. Molo is in Nakuru and Nakuru County. So he was born and raised there. He is a Kikuyu. However, he doesn't have a problem with people from other tribes. I started by saying that this show goes beyond borders, beyond nations, and beyond lifetimes. So he is not actually bound by tribe. So you could be coming from another tribe. If you're interested, you will just get in touch, because after this, I will post his contacts on my Facebook page at Jenganjero. And we said, if you're watching these videos, you can make sure you have subscribed, enable the notifications bell. You can also like. I've never asked people to share, but you can share if you like. Okay, there are people who share our videos. You can share. You can also like. There's no watching without liking. You just hit that like. Helps this channel to get more and more recommendations to different people, because we want to reach so many people and connect as many as of those we can. And by the way, before I forget, I have been doing an analysis, although I'll do it in the next video. I have been doing an analysis, and regardless of age, nobody gets posted on this platform anakosa mtu, labda ukatae. If you get posted on this platform, if you get posted on my show, on the Facebook stories at Jenganjero, you cannot, because now, remember, on Facebook, we are more than 80,000 today. More than 80,000 followers, both men and women, united together for the very, very reason that most of them, an overwhelming majority of the people who have followed me on Facebook are single. An overwhelming majority of the people who follow me on this YouTube channel, that is more than 30,000 subscribers strong, are single. So if you get posted, I'm telling you, unless you refuse, you will get a match. I'll do that in the next video, okay? And when it comes to, when you can reach my team on 0712 997 660 or +2547 12 997 660. You can reach out to my team. You'll talk to Tony, Liz, or Alice. They are going to respond to you almost instantly. In fact, my team is very, very very up to date. They respond within 24 hours at least. At most 48 hours. At most 48 hours. But if you contact, the only thing they cannot be able to keep up with are calls. That's why we have WhatsApp. Okay? But if you call and maybe they are not able to pick, there are people who call even at night. But my team, if you write to them on WhatsApp on the number that I've shared, 0712 997 660, you will actually get in touch with them. Are we together? So, what was I saying? That Mr. Cyrus Madenge is looking for a wife who is in the US or who is willing to relocate. He doesn't have a problem with helping somebody to relocate. He doesn't have a problem with somebody who has children. He has 3, I have said, they are all grown ups, but he would really prefer somebody whose children are already grown up. Okay? Doesn't want to deal with children who are very young. Because he's beyond that point. At the same time, he doesn't want to add children. You can agree with me that at the age of 57, you are about to clock 58, then you clock 60. Once you clock 60, you have a toddler that needs 20 years of your attention. You'll be 80 by then. Can you afford that attention? You might afford the money and everything, but can you afford the attention? Maybe yes, maybe not. But that's upon you to decide. So if you feel like you can attain that capacity, a Kikuyu man from Molo, Nakuru County, working and living in the USA, he's in Minnesota, okay? And you can just get in touch. And who knows, maybe that will be your ideal match. From our desk, we are wishing Mr. Cyrus and every other single person the best of luck, hoping they get good matches on the show. Until then, this is Jenganjero. God bless you. Bye-bye.